so now let's actually get some styling done, shall we? Oh, let's refresh. Cool. So nothing happens in our styles there. So what we want to do is have the contact us on the left and then the form on the right. So I know none of these are doing anything. So we have our intro content up here, which is a span. It looks like we have a container. So here, let's just clear out anything we know we're not going to need, which this can actually be our section container. This can be our content container. I cannot spell content container, section container. So now we refresh that. All right, so progress. So then over here, we have the intro container. So we are going to, in the serialized lexical, do we want to give this a new div? I think so. So let's do a div. And then set, we'll get rid of this class name. Don't need that. And then here you can do class name, classes dot intro container. So now if we go up to our form block, which is right here, we do have an index dot SCSS, so we can import classes from now we have our intro container. I don't know if any of these are going to work like I want them to anymore, but that's okay because I want my, oh, I need the whole form though to be display flex. Let's get rid of all of these because they're not working anyway. I don't have a class form right now, so that's what this is for. Not children. Class name, classes.form. Cool. So this is actually form section is what I want this to be. Form section, and really flex direction is going to be column at the smallest size. And then we'll do a gap of, we'll say 1 rem. And we'll work on the form in a second, but at the include mid break from queries. Let's do small break, but I need to duplicate that, get queries, include small break, flex direction can be row. Yep, so that works great, wonderful. So now we can go down to the next level where intro doesn't really need anything added, so we're going to leave that how it is. Form provider is probably not going to take any classes, and that's okay. I don't really want to do anything else with our confirmation message. I thought that looked fine. Error message has submitted. So here, now we've got our actual form. So we'll do class name, classes.form. Now we can do form, and then all margin bottom 0. All right, I don't actually know what's happening with the form, so let's take a look at it. And first, let's go to our text area index because we want to set. So we're going to import classes from index. Class name, none of these are going to make it. So we'll leave class name, but also add in classes dot text area. So let's go here. I would like I'd like to use rounded here. So let's find our CSS folder. I think it's going to be under here. No. Where are you? Oh, app. CSS. Queries as all. We'll do the same thing for our vars. All right, so then we can do rounded. Include rounded. So that's 2 rounded. But let's wait to see that for sure because I want to do padding of 1 rem, which is probably too much. Yep, 0.5. Feels better. Width of 100%. Let's get rid of that. Okay, and then let's set our text area to have an outline of 1 pixel solid, and then this should actually be dark primary, which is what this should be as well. Okay, so outline doesn't work here. So what are you supposed to be? Border. Yep. So we can change this to be border. Well, I know I don't need label anymore because that's currently hidden. So let's set that and then do this text area, which I guess is not what I set. I did not set a class name, that's why. So we can do class name, classes dot text area, import classes from text area. Okay. Okay. So let's just set that, right? There we go. And then you could also use padding of 0.5 rem. Perfect. All right. So now why aren't these, and I don't like the bubbly look, so we're going to adjust that as well. But margin bottom 6, why are you only half your width? Because max width is 50%. Yes. Okay. So let's go to our API and fix that in the form itself. We can go to forms, contact. And then here I have these. Oh no, that's required. If I set this to nothing, it should default to 100%, but we're going to make sure of that. There we go. All right, so now, again, don't like the bubbly look, so we're just going to take out rounded. And that should give weirdness right there. So we're getting close, but with text area, I don't know why it's being a little bit different than these. What if I do border none? No, I think there's something inset here, or outset, I don't know. Overflow, let's see. So it's this input thing here. Yeah, I don't think it's anything really. But how can I fix it is the question. I'd really like to know why text area doesn't line up with text field. Okay, so it looks like, let's see. So there's a border around it, but I added the border. There's no margin around it. So, but let's see. Margin left 0. Margin right 0. Okay, no. Div border none. No. If I set border none here, There is the outline which lines up, which that's fine. So with the border adding an extra pixel, okay, and then do border. So that does not seem to be the error. Maybe just do 2 pixels? No, because that's going to start going on the inside. So not having a border though, getting rid of border, and then outline didn't work before. Yeah, so, oh, it's there. Oh, okay, so I'm just overthinking everything. No problem. Love that. All right, so we can do outline, and then should just be able to do both solid here. Great, so it's there, perfect. So now we want the form to fill up a little bit more space there, don't we think? So why, though? The form itself is not taking up a lot of space. That's because of the content container, it seems. No. Because that's setting the max width. Can I just set the width to be 100%? Yes, I can. So that'll take 100% of the space there, which is not what we need. Let's set it to like maybe 80%. 50%. Yeah. So now we also need to make sure that this is taking up all of its space. And then we can go back to our form and have this take up width 50%, which is actually not what I need it to do because it's in the content container that needs it. Class name, classes, we'll do content container. Whoops. Dang. All right, and this is actually needs to be at the include small break, because at this break here, this needs to be width 100%. Perfect. So that's looking pretty good. We set the width, so now we could go to the form section and do our, well, so the form needs to be a flex, and we'll do 1, do 50%, see what happens. And then I do need the intro section. I can do this and do the same thing, flex 1, 50%, and really I need it to be a calc of 50% minus 1 rem. Do the same thing here, calc of 50% minus 1 rem. And now it's taking up a 50-50 spot. So that works at the smaller size. So probably up until about the mid break. And then we can do include mid break. And then this side doesn't need as much space, so I can set the flex basis to be calc of, let's have it take up 30% of the space, and have this include mid break take up flex basis 70% of the space. So that shouldn't do anything here, but if I get up to the mid break, still taking up 50-50, which means actually I need the grow to stop. Yeah. And so let's set this back to flex, and then this will be grow shrink, and then set this to be, really I think 20% should be plenty. Do 80% here. So maybe 30% actually is good. Here, do 30, do 70, come up here to form section, and do our margin left auto, margin right auto. which did not do anything for us, but now we see that's taking up about, should be about 36. It's the content container that needs this. All right, so then we bring this down. Okay, so we'll keep width at 100% because that's working. We'll put a little bit more margin under the form here. So now we come here, we still have width at 100%, but now we should be at a 50-50 split in our flex, which it looks like we do. Oops. Then we open up some more. And then here we see we have a 30-70 split, which this is probably not the place to do it. So we'll do 40. So this actually should be 40. And then do 60. Okay. Good. All right, small, medium, and then we can do a large. Okay, add include large break. And let's do flex. And do we, oh. Let's just do, well, up here, we need to do a 1 calc, and then this can go up to 70%, and this can stay 0, 1 calc 30%. There we go. Up here, and so the form gets a little bit large, so maybe we stop that from growing too. But also, our max width doesn't seem to be working. So if I do this, which should be in the section container, but, oh no, it's in the content container. Okay. So that needs to change. We can set this to be, this should just be a div, honestly. Cool, and then we can set here to here with our content container. Okay, so it's in our our form section. All of this. So this needs to go down then to our form, which is what it should have been in the first place. Content container. And then this should all fit in here. Still no. Okay, so what do we have? Content container. Yeah, this should be right. Oh, not quite. Okay, so this then should go here. And then does this div need to go away? I believe so. So now that can stretch and be good, and that goes up to 80%. But honestly, that form still just looks a little large. So let's set it so it doesn't get much bigger than maybe this. So what is that? Max width of 600-ish pixels. So we'll do max width of, what is 16? Oh, divided by 16 is 37, so we'll say 38 rem. And that looks about right, but we're seeing a bunch of space. So here we probably want to center it. I do want to see how Payload does theirs, which theirs just looks like a 50-50 split. And then, yeah, I like the 50-50 split. Let's do that. So let's just get rid of all of this. So now it's 50-50 all the way across. Yeah, cool.